The Raleigh real estate market was insane in 2021. But now that rates are rising, everybody's wondering, will 2022 be more of the same, or will it finally be the year that home prices come down and sales slow down and cool off? On today's video, I'm going to break it all down for you, and we're getting at it up next. Hey, this is Will Wofford, real estate broker with Berkshire Hathaway in Raleigh, North Carolina. And on today's video, I'll briefly recap my experience in the Raleigh real estate market year to date and where I think the housing market's headed in 2022. So let's start with what business was like at the beginning of the year just prior to the interest rate hikes. Active listings for our entire MLS area for March 2022 were a little under 2,100 listings. Looking back 12 months to March 2021, active listings were sitting at around 2,961. So we saw another decrease in the inventory of homes available to buy by about 29.3%. And that's substantial. And that made it really difficult for home buyers. And before we go any further, I want you to know the stats that I'm going to share with you today I've pulled directly from our local MLS. Looking at the median sales price for a home in Raleigh, North Carolina, it's currently $415,000, which is a 24% increase from a year ago. I think those numbers are absolutely insane. So this means if you had a home in early 2021 that was worth, say, $400,000, well, it's probably worth $500,000 today. Also, the average home on the market in the Raleigh area in March 2021, that home stayed on the market on average for 20 days versus 12 days in March 2022. So what do all these numbers mean if you were a home buyer in 2021? Well, you really had to stalk the home in your MLS search feed that your realtor sent, and you really had to stay on your toes if you're interested in buying a home. This meant when homes came up that met your criteria, you or your realtor had to immediately go out to the house for you to see it or for the realtor to send you a video tour. If you really liked that home, you had to immediately write a compelling offer or watch it turn into a multiple offer situation where you were competing with, say, 5, 10, 15, or 20 buyers. Totally nuts. And in some cases, you didn't even have time to go to the home and look it over before the home was sold because buyers were writing sight unseen offers before the showings even started. I actually had a couple buyers miss out after we'd written offers before the property went active, but unfortunately we were too late. You had to move super fast. Last year you'd miss the opportunity to even submit an offer. So it goes without saying, it's essential that you have all your financing in place before you actually go out and look at homes. 2021 was a crazy year for sure. New construction saw its share of problems in 2021 because of COVID-19 related supply chain issues like material shortages, labor shortages, and we all know those shortages have been rippling through our economy in general. And new construction homes saw a feeding frenzy of offers and bids, which we've never seen anything like this before. In 2021, buyers were submitting offers so aggressively on new construction homes that you had multiple offer situations with 5, 10, 15, 20 buyers going after the same house. So you actually had to come out guns blazing, write a strong offer if you wanted the home in the first place. So let me repeat this. It's essential that you've got your financing in place before you ever consider new construction because of the mentioned material shortages and labor shortages, but also because builders on average are missing their delivery dates and home buyers are having to find extended stay accommodations until the new home is completed. So having a contingency plan and having your financing in place is critical. Have it buttoned up for new construction. And I'll be doing a video, actually a video series on this topic, and I plan to go a little bit more in depth on these future videos. So please make sure you subscribe if you're not already subscribed so you're not going to miss out on any of these videos. So if you're looking for a new construction home, I'd tell you just to be careful and make sure that you have a place to stay until the home's completely finished, because it's going to be very difficult for the builder to predict with a high degree of certainty right now, and this applies to all price points when that home's can actually be completed. The most common things that are holding the homes up right now are appliances, doors, and windows. Those are some of the biggest issues. And builders have to put these orders in 12, 14, 16 weeks out, sometimes a year out. And there's plenty of builders out there that aren't able to do this, and this has caused their homes to really sit idle. So it's a really stressful time if you're in new construction, because winning the home, well, that's just part of the equation to this process. You've actually got to get in it and it's got to get built. So 2021 was an epic year if you're a homeowner and you had a home to sell in 21, because it was very likely you could sell that home for top dollar and for minimal stress. And in some cases, homes sold within hours for $50,000 to $100,000 over asking price. And I found myself doing 6 to 8 video tours a day in some cases. So I'd recommend you use a realtor that can offer video tours, even if you're a local buyer, because there's a good chance that the home you really want is going to come to market when, well, you're unavailable or you're out of town, and you need to be able to see that house. And I've had a few instances like where my video wasn't the greatest, but I believe I've worked through these issues. So I see the video tour as a very, very solid option for buyers going forward. But I would say, looking back the last 12 months, out-of-town buyers, on average, that actually needed to fly into the RD airport generally would probably miss out on homes because the market was just moving that fast. So looking ahead to the remainder of 2022, as the Fed keeps increasing their overnight rate and mortgage rates continue to creep up, I think this is actually going to be a great time to buy a home in the Raleigh area. So why would that make sense? Well, according to the Zillow Home Index, the expectation is that the Raleigh housing market, the metro area, according to Zillow's latest home value estimate in March, Raleigh is going to see a 23% home value increase. So that means if you're looking at a house that was, say, $400,000 at the beginning of 2022, that same house could very well be worth $492,000 at the end of 2022. That's a pretty big jump. Now, I'm certainly not telling you that there is any certainty that this is going to happen. But if this year is anything like last year, it very well might. And if you're one of those people that planned to buy in 2021 but decided to hold off until the market pulled back because you thought you'd see prices normalize or buyer competition would soften, I think that's unfortunately not going to be the case. And it's likely the homes you liked in 2021 are going to be a lot more expensive by the end of 2022. That's at least what I think is going to happen. And I say that because our housing inventory is at historically low levels. And as interest rates rise, I believe more people that were planning to sell will actually decide to stay in their homes and take advantage of the low interest rate that they're likely already locked into. And getting back to the housing inventory I mentioned earlier, we've actually never seen inventory numbers this low. And for example, in Wake County, that's where Raleigh is, which were Raleigh, Cary, Apex, Morrisville, Wake Forest, Roseville, Zebulon, Knightdale, all located in Wake County. 744 homes were active in March versus 1,255 a year prior. That's a 38.3% decrease and includes new construction. In a normal market, we should have between 10,000 and 12,000 active homes right now. That's for our whole MLS area. And it's these low levels of inventory that keep driving values of homes up, essentially. And until that balance in the market corrects, it's going to remain a seller's market. Now, as rates continue to creep up, I think there will be significant reduction in the number of buyers. That'll mainly be first-time home buyers, but I don't think it'll really matter because there are 62 people moving into Wake County every single day that will replace the people that drop off. And if you look at the real estate market on a national level, it's really the same story, but it's just not as bad because each market is unique based on its location, but all markets face the same supply chain and labor chain issues when it comes to new construction. So if you're in the market for a new construction home, realize those material shortages, they're going to be there and they're going to be very difficult for the builder to get. And promising and accurately predicting a completion date will be difficult. So you just need to expect you're going to see some delays. And if you're building a home, make sure you have your accommodations in place until the home is complete, because no matter what that builder says, it's probably not going to be finished on time. I think if you're a buyer and you know exactly what you want, this increase in the mortgage rates might actually be the opportunity that reduces the competition just enough for you to win the home you want. But I really do believe you still are going to need to be very aggressive when the home of your dreams comes on the market. You're going to need to go out and see that immediately, or have your realtor shoot a video for it so you can decide quickly if you want to submit an offer or pass on that house. But really listen to the advice of your realtor. And there may be homes out there that are going to need some repairs that come on the market, and sellers realize these homes generally won't sell as aggressively as an updated home unless they're priced aggressively. So I think if you have an interest in a fixer-upper, you've got a decent chance to win one of these homes, so long as you're prepared to do some of the renovation work yourself, because even the trade contractors or whatever, they're backed up. So I think this is a great opportunity, a fixer-upper, if you want to pursue something like that. I do think sellers will continue to have the advantage that they had in 2021, and they should expect to sell their properties within a few days if they're priced appropriately for asking price, or quite often well above asking price. So if you're looking to sell a property that needs a lot of work, I would recommend pricing it well below market value. That way you're going to attract maximum interest, and if you market it correctly, that property should sell for top dollar quickly. If you have any questions or you'd like some help buying or selling in the Raleigh market, please give me a call, shoot me a text, and I'd be glad to help you. If you liked the video, I'd appreciate it if you'd smash that like button and subscribe to the channel if you'd like to learn more about Raleigh and where to live, and I'll see you on the next video.